welcome to a new video from the Knitting in Them podcast. This is episode 32 in English, and I welcome you here on my YouTube channel. Maybe you are a new subscriber or you're follow me a long time. Welcome, and today I have a cup of water in my new vintage mug I bought in England on my holiday in England, and it's about the marriage of Lady Di and Prince Charles, but that didn't last, as we know, and I found it in the charity shop for £1. I don't have coffee today because it's too hot in the Netherlands. It will be 27 degrees. It's Wednesday today, 31 July, and it's still a little bit cloudy, so the sun is not really strong yet. It's early in the morning, I think it is. I will look it up. It's 20 minutes to 11 already. Is that already? Oh wow, I already taped the Dutch version of my podcast, and that was a long one because I had a lot to tell, so maybe this will be a long one too. Hope you'll like it and hope you stay until the end. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do, because I nearly have 1,000 subscribers, so that's really cool. And in September, at the end of September, my podcast exists 2 years, so it would be nice to reach the 1,000 before 26 September. So if you didn't click on the subscribe button, you can feel free to do that, and I hope you stay and you like what you see. I'm Ivonne. Sometimes I forget to say that. I'm a knitter from Holland. I live in the east of Holland, and I'm mostly a knitter. Sometimes I sew a little bit and I crochet a little bit, but knitting is my first love. So welcome. So we're going to start. I'm going to tell you what I finished, what I work on, and what I bought in England. In the end, I will tell you what I bought in England, what yarns I bought, and I have a little piece of film made in front from the other things I bought, but you'll see that in the end. So let's start today with a cup of water. Hopefully I don't get it too hot, but now I feel good, so the hot flashes are a little bit less on the moment, so I'm happy with that. So my first finished object is of course socks, and these are the bus socks. These socks I took with me on holiday. I casted on the cuff before I went in the bus, so I could start knitting vanilla socks, and I cast it on 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle. I always do 14 rounds for the cuff, and the total length of my leg is always 14 centimeters, so 10 centimeters leg after the cuff. And then I do the heel flap and gusset, because that's what I like on this moment the most. Now, if you see my England vlogs, I posted 2 vlogs from England from my holiday, part 1 and part 2. So if you didn't see it yet, maybe you will like to do that. You see me knitting on the first sock, but I didn't succeed to knit 2 socks in 1 week. Normally I can do that easily, but it was a nice holiday, but we had busy days, and I didn't feel like knitting the whole time. But when you go on a coach trip with a bus, you have plenty of time to knit. So that's not. I could have done it, but I felt sick in the second part of the week, so I didn't do that. So the second sock I knitted here at home. I think the colors are really nice. It looks a little bit fall-y with the brown. I will show you the ball band from It was living in this bag. I made it myself last year, my bridal bag, and I took a darker color on holiday because I was afraid that the lighter colors would get dirty. This is what I've got left of the ball, and it was a mijlenwijd action ball, and the colorway is 2984. So if you think, oh, what a nice color, maybe I can Google it, then you can Google this this colorway, and maybe you'll find it. It wasn't an expensive ball. It costed me €6. I bought it before my holiday in Deventer at the store called Dol op Wol. They have a website also, so maybe you can look it up. I don't know if mijlenwijd, of if Lana Grossa mijlenwijd is from Lana Grossa. I don't know if they sell worldwide, but here in Europe you can get it. It's an Italian brand. So that's my first finished object, and I think I like them a lot. I blocked my socks. Normally I don't do that, but this yarn was a little bit, I thought my first sock was a little bit too tight, so I thought I will block them, and now they're sitting perfect. So that was the first finished object. That was also the only finished object because didn't finish anything else. And then I came back from my holiday, and in the holiday I went sick. I had a fever, muscle pain. How do you say it? Some people said it wasn't it corona? Maybe it was. I don't know. I didn't test it, but it was a little bit of pity. If you saw my England vlogs, you see that I get sicker and that I get my food on my room instead of in the dining room, because I didn't want to make the whole bus sick. We were sitting with 4 persons every night at the table, 4 persons from the couch, from the bus, and I was sweaty and snotty, and I thought, no, I can't sit with them because then everybody gets sick. So I asked the lady from the hotel, Mrs. B, she called Mrs. B, if it was possible to get my food on my room, and that was. So I get 2 from the 5 nights that we were there. I had 2 meals on my room, and that was really lovely from them, so I could sleep afterwards and had a good meal, because when you're sick you need good food. It was a really good hotel in Weston-super-Mare. Highly recommendable. I say that already in my England vlog, so if you've seen that you know that already. But when I came home I was so tired, still so tired and not fit, and I thought, I don't fancy anything but a scrappy sock. I want to knit a scrappy sock, so I took my opal. These are all opal scraps. I got it from a viewer, and it was in a basket for a long time. I thought, when I feel like it, I'm going to cast these on, and they flew off my needles. This first sock, opal yarn knits up really good. Really, I don't know. I think that is the best opal commercial sock yarn. Opal is the best commercial sock yarn because it's always flying from your needles, and I love the repeats. And these are 6 different balls, 6 or 7. And I was knitting, so I did not change it after 6 or 8 rows. I thought I will knit a piece longer because I love the repeats. Then I chose another one, then another one. This one is the Opal Beauty, and I did it until here. Then this is a whole color from one opal ball. Then I got the pink one, and I thought, this knits not so nice. Is this an opal ball? But there was 1 ball long yarns in the bag, so I immediately felt the difference. but the color is nice, so it's a good piece, but I didn't do it too long. And then I chose the last two colors, and I think this is the Vincent van Gogh line. Maybe I have to get the bag. Where is it? Wait, it was under the pile of things. This is my scrappy bridal bag. I made it last year from an old cushion cover, vintage cushion cover. Oh yeah, this was this nice piece. This nice piece is this ball, and that is the line I have. She gave me the ball bands with it. Maybe that's nice to. I don't name them all, but I want to name the. Even kijken, Vincent van Gogh. I can't find it. Nou, dan kan ik hem niet vinden natuurlijk. Oh ja, this one. This is one of the, that's this colorway. Opal van Gogh. And this is colorway 5436. So if you think, oh, this is, I like this a lot, this color change. So maybe it's an idea for you to Google, and maybe you'll find one. And the rest is, yeah, one of these is the Schafpatte. I don't know which one, the Winterweide. So these are the Opal Winterweide, yeah, it's the same. So yeah, I liked the yarn. I like opal yarns a lot, and yeah, what I say, it's knits up really quick and neat. I'm always getting my stitches really neat when I use opal yarns. So that was what I felt. I think I will just knit a scrappy sock, and it was yeah, I think 2 days I had one sock done. Again, I did 3x1 rib. That's my new go-to. 14 rounds of cuff on needle 2.25, and the second one is already on my needles. I will show you. Yeah, and I started with the same color again, alleen this color sequence is a little bit different. So the second sock will look the same, and I think I'm now at the point that I change colors again, and I do it on my DPNs 20 centimeters Knit Pro 2.25, my absolute favorite sock needles. I always knit my socks on DPNs. I don't do the other methods. I can't do that. This is what I like, and this is what I will do. Yeah, and I always knit vanilla socks. That's what I like the most. Sometimes I will do another heel or so, but I'm not really a pattern person. Maybe it will come in the future. I did the socks last year from Stephen West. That was a good nice knit. I didn't participate in the Stephen West sock along this year because it was in the middle of my holiday and I didn't feel like it. And I don't think I'm going to pick it up. Maybe to learn new things. Should be the reason that I will maybe later, but I don't know that yet. So that is also one sock whip. Then I felt like another scrappy sock, and that's in this little bridal bag. This one I made also myself from leftover linen. I bought it at the thrift shop, and this fabric for the inside also. And I had all the green colored scraps. It's in this bag for, yeah, I think almost a year. And now I felt like, yeah, I want to cast it on. Because I feel like knitting scrappy socks. I think that's my absolute favorite. So yeah, I started here at the cuff again, 3x1 rib. This is the color I use for the cuff, the heels and the toes. And the stripes are all scraps, and all the scraps have a green look. So that is what I felt like, and I knit these on my Knit Pros symphonies. These are 15 centimeters. I think it's a little bit too short. I rather use the 20 centimeters. But yeah, I ordered them wrong, so I will use them anyway. And yeah, I think I like the colors, all with greens. So that's another sock whip. That's the sock one at first. In my bridal bag, scruppy. Yeah, it's also a scruppy little sock bag. Love it. Yeah, and then we've got this one. This is in my garden themed project bag from Birdie and Puppet. This one I have also a few years already. And this is a sock I always take when I go to my dad's house, mostly every Tuesday, sorry. And I think I showed it before. This is the also a ball from Lana Grossa. I will show you the ball band. En dat is puzzel meilenwijd met aloe vera, farbe 6134. So if you think, oh, a nice color, I will Google it. Maybe you can get it in your neighborhood. I don't know exactly when I started this sock. It was a few weeks back because I did 2x2 rib then, and I don't like to do 2x2 ribs, so my new cast on will be always 3x1. I like that more. I did a slip stitch heel. I think the last time when you saw those socks I was at the heel flap, and this is what I did last week. I decided to knit on this sock only when I go to my dad's house, so this will be a little bit longer on the needles, but this is my takeaway sock. When I go on the bike, I can take this easily with me. And I'm I knit socks a lot, so I'm not anymore picking up stitches and things. It's not a problem anymore. I do it. I can do it without looking on patterns or whatever. But I'm a vanilla sock knitter. That's what I mostly like. So you will see mostly vanilla socks with me and no patterns. So that is another sock whip I worked on this week. During the week I felt a little bit better, and today I thought, I'm fit enough to tape the podcast episode again. So that's good. If I can go on, get my notes here, because otherwise I forget something maybe. Oh yeah, then I thought maybe it's nice to pick up my Gala shawl again. This lives in this beautiful big scrappy bag. I bought it from Mika. It's on Instagram. She's a Belgian lady. She watches always my vlogs, and last year I met her at the ontmoetdag and she made this bag for me. You could order from her and she made a bag especially for you, so that's why my name is on it. It's a really big one. I thought it was a little bit less big, but this is for a big project. And here lives my Gala shawl. Last year, I think at the end of October I started this. I'm not really sure anymore, and I'm still not ready with it because it's it was in hibernation for a while, and I am now at the last whole new color, and then I have to do at the end. No, heel verkeerd. Sorry, it was the wrong side I showed you. So I'm now here at the white color, and I have to do one color change. How you see that? And this is the beginning, and this is also it's going to be the ending at the white piece. So this is it's a simple knit. You have to pay attention for what do you have to do, but if you knit on this only, I think it will be not so long. I already knit on it very long because I didn't knit on it frequently. But yeah, it's now coming to an end, and I am going to try to end this at the end of the end of August, because then it's ready before fall. And 1 September I will start a knit along for the Vertices Unite shawl from Stephen West, and then I will try to finish this one before that. So the yarn I'm using for this, even kijken, dat ligt hier. That's the this one, the Millie from Borgo di Passi, and it is where is it? 50% lana, I think that's wool, yeah. 25 acrylic and 25 polyester, and it feels very rustic. So it looks like a little bit a rustic type of yarn, and it feels really good. And the lady in the shop told me when you block it, it will feel softer. This one's already very soft. The yarn was breaking very quickly, so I had to do with a wrap and turn. Was it a wrap and turn? Yeah, you took the wrap over it. I don't know for sure what name that is. German short rows, I don't know for sure, but you had to pull not too tight because then the yarn broke. And the yellow part was the softest part until now, but when you're going to block it, it will feel softer. So this is a nice project for fall. I can't wait to wear it in fall, and it was a nice knit, and maybe I will knit another one in the future. The Gale shawl from Amy Palko. So that's another whip that was in hibernation that I picked up for this coming few weeks to knit on. I try to do every day a few rounds of a few rows. You knit it back and forth and with a short row. So it's a nice method. Then I have the stripometry shawl from Stephen West. I took it with me on holiday, but it didn't leave the project bag it was in. Where was it? Yeah, I got a project bag from a viewer. This one. Here was it living in. She made a bridal bag for me and one for the giveaway. I'll show you later. And this one you can use two sides. So on my holiday I did it like this, and there was my shawl living in, but it didn't leave my suitcase because when I was knitting on my sock and I felt sick. I didn't feel like knitting my shawl, so I pulled it out today for the first time in 3 weeks, I think. The last time I showed you my stripometry is this from Stephen West. I was at the point that I can start section 4. So if I go, I did that, but I made a mistake, and this is section 4. I did 2 repeats from the colors. I think I have to do 1 more pink. You have to do 3 browns and 3 pinks, and then repeat that. And it has to be going now in a point, so you have to decrease every row on when you knit back. That is when that is done, it's section 4 done, and then I only have to pick up stitches here and do a piece here, and then the I-cord bind off, and then the shawl's ready. But I hoped that I was further with this, but I didn't pick it up, so I will try to do that this month because I want to hopefully, also that this one is finished at 1 September, so I can start fresh on the Stephen West Vertices Unite. So yeah, I made one mistake here. I was knitting and picking up stitches and closing the gaps, and then I thought, oh no, I have to stop here. This piece I didn't have to do. So I couldn't unravel this because then it was, that was not possible. So I left the 4 rows of brown, of 2 rows on this piece, and then I started the increases. So I have an extra row of brown. That's not in the pattern, but yeah, that was my mistake, and that's my signature in the shawl. And I think when it's ready, you don't see that. People won't see that, I think. So we'll see. That was a mistake, but I had so many stitches on my needles. I thought, no, that's not a possible thing to rip out and do it again, because I did close all the gaps, and oh no, it was too much work. So I'm trying to do this now every day so that it's done by the end of August. The yarn I use for this shawl is this one, Isagar Highland Wool. Yeah, and we have got 3 colors. The color soil, that's the brown. This is the rosé, and the dark red is the wine. So that's the color. Super nice. I bought this yarn in London last year at Loop London, and it's a little thinner, light, airy yarn, but it knits up really nice, and I think the shawl will be really airy and soft. So that is these 2 shawls I am actively knitting on. Then I thought my northeasterly blanket, every day when I'm here at home, I knit 1 ball in it. But when I came back from holiday, I thought, I don't know if I still like to knit on that, and I want to finish it, but I had to do 4 more rows. So I went on with it, and then I don't know which date it was, I think 26th of July, I thought I have to motivate myself to finish this blanket. At that point I had to do 3.5 rows, and I thought, how can I do that again, that I like to knit on it every day? So all the scraps I have for it, I wrap them up again. This is Sinterklaas paper. That paper I have a lot of, so I thought I make the balls, wrap them up, and I pick a piece every day, and I knit that up in my blanket. And it was exactly 40 balls, so I was counting 40 days until 1 September. And the reason why I do that, because I don't like the month of July and August. It's always too hot, too sticky. I'm not a summery person. I like it that it's good weather, but when it's getting too hot, I'm not happy. I think it's for me, it's the heaviest time in the year. And when it's 1 September, I always am. Oh, I love it because it's getting cooler in the nights. It's getting darker again, earlier. I think you feel it in the atmosphere that it's changing. That fall is on the doorstep, and I love that. I love fall. My birthday is in September 14th, so when it's 1 September, I'm always a happy person. So I thought I will count the days, every day one less, until it's 1 September, and that makes me a little bit happier. So today it was day 9 of 40, yay, 31 days. Tomorrow is 1 August, and then it is 30 days. So the good times are standing at the doorstep. I don't know why. I'm sorry for the people who loves the summer, but I'm not really a summer girl. I like the spring, I like the fall, and I like the winter, but summer is not my favorite season. So sometimes I have it hard and I'm sitting inside, close the curtains, put on my van and just knit for the television. But other people think, oh, we're going to go out and we're going to sit on a terrace or swim or whatever. But that's not what I like anymore. When my children were younger, I did it also. But not anymore. So this is my 40 packages. I'm at day 9 now. I did day 9 today for my northeasterly, and then when I've got the 40 pieces done, I'm not sure. I have to do 2.5 rows now. It's the wrong side. This is what I did this week. I picked them up randomly, so I pick one and it's a random choice. But the first 3 colors I didn't like a lot. It's not really my color sequence, but yeah, that's not what it is. This one is a nice one. This was from my advent calendar from last year. And this one was the ball from today. This was from a swap. I don't know if I knit it all up because this was 20 grams. So I think I will do a few more rows and then tomorrow the other color. So when it will happen that I think I did 30 balls and the rows are done, then I'm stopping before the 40 days, of course, because then my blanket's long enough. It is now nearly this is on the floor now, and it's at my nose, so it's already, I am 166. I think it's now around 160, and I think when it's 180 it's long enough. And then I'm done with the northeasterly blanket. Then I knitted on this blanket for 2 years. No, that's not true. I started it 1 January 2023. When I finished it 30 August, then I had nearly knit on it for 2 years, and I think that's long enough. And then it's ready, and then I can weave in the last ends. And because I didn't do that the last 6 rows or so, and then the blanket is finished. And I will, I think I looked forward to that point that it's finished. And then I can start my habitation throw. I want to knit the habitation throw from my advent calendar from last year, from Vrouwtjes Wol Boutique. It's still in my Christmas bag. And when this blanket's ready, I'm going to cast on that one. So that's what I feel like doing. Yay! In September, all new things on the needles. Super nice. And then I have another scrappy blanket I picked up last week. I like that a lot. In this lovely tin with a cat, it's a Christmas tin, are all my little scraps, leftover scraps from swaps, from the blankets. And in here, I don't know where it is now, is my crochet hook, I would say. Is it in here? No, I think it's on the floor. This bag lives in this bag. I made it also myself. It's my like a tote bag with handles. And this is my scrappy granny stripes, scrappy sock yarn blanket. This is all 4-ply sock yarn. And I love it a lot, but it was in hibernation for very long because I didn't feel like it. And I think the last time I showed you I was here, I was looking for my Moomin Progress Keeper, but it was in this blanket. So this is what here is above. This is what I did last last week and a few times before. Sorry, sometimes I can find the words. This one is now at my here because is that my middle? I think it is, and I will make it until here. I think so. And then I think it will be long enough, but I'm not in a hurry with this blanket because I love it because it's all little scraps. I knit them together. I don't do a magic knot ball. I don't like that. I don't know why. I always do it like this with a long ends, and then I weave the ends in. I make a knot, go on with crocheting, and afterwards I'm going to weave these ends in. I did already a very big piece, but sometimes I'm going to sit down and weave in all the ends. Yeah, this is a super nice blanket, and I think when I finish this in the future I will cast on another one from all the little scraps that you don't use in your Cozy Memories blanket and not in Northeasterly, because it's all like this little pieces sometimes. And that gives the nice color sequence. Super look. Did you see it right? Yeah. So that's one of my whips I picked up, my blanket whips. And it's I am not really a crocheter, but this is what I like to do. Simple granny stitch rows. No granny squares, but granny rows. It looks really nice. So that is also an active whip on my needles. So I think that was it for the knitting. It's a mess here on the bed again. It's always the same. After the Dutch podcast and then the English one, it's always a big pile of bags and knits on my bed. Here's my bed. Taking the zip of my water. And then I'm going to tell you what I bought in England. The first shop I was finding yarn, because we had a program all day. We had a program all day, and sometimes you have to. I couldn't. In the city of Bath, I know that there was a wool store, yarn store, and in the city of Weston-super-Mare, where we were with a hotel for 5 days. So there were 2 shops I know that I went to, and the rest was a surprise. So we were Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning, I don't know it anymore. Tuesday morning, we went to Glastonbury. Oh wow, what a lovely village. I'm going to go there certainly another time. I loved it. So there was a shop, and it called Sew Over the Moon. I thought, oh nice, it's a sewing shop with fabrics, and hopefully they get yarn. And indeed they had yarn also. So the first thing I saw there, and I thought, this is what I want for my bridal bags, for my project bags. This lovely bee fabric. It's a little bit thicker, so it will be nice for maybe 2 or 3 bags to make in the future. I love the little big bees, or what is it? So that was the first thing I found. They had a lot of fabrics, but this one I liked the most. So my mission was to buy a piece of fabric, buy yarn, buy something in the thrift shop, find little teapots in like houses, the really English teapot in a cottage. Looks like a cottage. So I made a list in my book, so that's what I hope to find, that's what I hope to find, and I found it all. So that was really cool. And in that shop they sold. Oh yeah, I wanted to find King Cole sock yarn. I always watched Stitches by Mrs. D. I love her. She's so funny. She knits up really lots of socks for her husband and for herself. And she's always got King Cole sock yarn. I have West Yorkshire Spinners, of course. I already bought sometimes in London. But King Cole I didn't see until this holiday. So she had not a lot of, this shop had not a lot of sock yarn. They had West Yorkshire Spinners, but that one I already had. And there was one ball, this ball zigzag from King Cole. This was what Stitches by Mrs. D also had. I think this name I saw, yeah, I don't know how long ago in her vlog. So I was happy there was just one ball. I didn't have to choose because there was the only one and I liked the color, so I thought, yes, this one goes with me. And they had a surprise package, and that was this package. When we checked out at the casa with the cashier, it was in this lovely paper, and there were pom-poms in three. One of the three is on the ground, sorry. So that was a surprise package. But then I came in the hotel and I thought, huh? It looked like it was cut. Somebody cut it with the scissors. So I thought, oh, that's a pity. Now I will roll that off. So that's what I did in the hotel. There was another little bag. And so it was I think 10 grams I had to pull off until it stopped. And then I was talking to a knitting friend and they say, maybe it was a moth-eaten. And I thought, oh yes, that's what it is. So one of my friends said, you have to put it in a plastic bag, close it, and when you come home you have to put it in the freezer for minimum 48 hours. So that's what I did. Also the little scraps, because the moth can eitjes spread their eggs in the ball, so that maybe the whole ball is not to use. So we'll see that in the future, I don't know. But it went for 48 hours at least in my freezer, and also the little scraps. So that was a little bit a pity, but we had a big laugh about it. So we'll see how the mod socks will knit up in the future. Maybe I will start this week. I'm very curious. Yeah, if the rest is good. I think it's good. So we'll see that. When it breaks, I have to make little balls from it, and I can do scrappy socks. So that was the moth-eaten ball. The first ball I bought. Yes. Yeah, and then Wednesdays I stayed at the hotel the whole day. I didn't go with the bus ride. They had another program, but it was such a nice holiday. But really, every day we had something, and I thought, no, I want to stay here at the hotel in this village, Weston-super-Mare. It was at the beach. It was a beautiful place, and it was nice weather, so I wanted to sit on the beach, and there was a local yarn shop. I thought it was the haberdashery shop, but she sold lots of yarn, and it called Crosspath. The lady from the shop was really nice. I don't know her name, but we talked a little bit. She gave me this paper with information, but I don't think I will never get there again unless I go on holiday there again. And she had this Stylecraft balls. I already seen this with Stitches by Mrs. D. I didn't know Stylecraft had sock yarn. In the Netherlands, I think they sell it at Wolplein, but I didn't know before of it. I know it through Stitches by Mrs. D. So this ball I chose, the green and the browns. I didn't want a pink like pinkery. I have already lots of. So this one is went with me. And I bought another King Cole yarn. This is like the Norse socks. She said it knits up like the picture, so this one was also for me. And I bought this one. This is also a King Cole. I thought it was a, yeah, how do you say it? Like a plant-based sock yarn, but it happens to be acrylic, yeah, and 7% PBT. I don't know what that is, but I liked the colors, and it felt like how do you say it? Yeah, sock yarn without wool. That's what I thought it was, so I bought it, and later I saw that it wasn't. Maybe sock yarn. So if you know, maybe you know, and you say, "Oh no, Yvonne, you can knit socks from this." But otherwise, I will make something else. I don't know yet. I liked it. It is a 4-ply, so I can use it in my blankets and so forth. So that's what I bought at the local shop in Weston-super-Mare, Crosspath. And then Thursdays we went to Bath with the bus. And I already saw on Instagram, of course, the shop, Wool Bath. I follow her for a while. So when we arrived there, that day I was really, really sick. It was not the best day for me. It was hot. It was 29 degrees that day. It was fully sun, and yeah, the people from the bus went on a bus tour through Bath, but I didn't feel like it. I thought, let me go in the city by myself, and when I don't feel like it anymore, I will go back by train to Weston-super-Mare, and that's what I did at the end, because I was feeling too sick to walk longer in that hot city. And my experience is you can't see it all in one day, so I will go back to Bath sooner or later. It's super, yeah, doable with the train from London, so that's maybe my next trip. When I go to London, I'm going to Bath also. And I was looking at commercial sock yarns again. I always think, what do I want to take? But a bowl of sock yarn is always nice to take. And I was looking at the King Cole again, but they didn't have what I liked. So then my choice was Adriafil. It's an Italian brand, but I loved the colors. That was the reason I chose this ball. And then they had, yeah, this is the bag from Wool Matsimmel, yeah, wrinkled. Then they had this one, and this is really what I loved, these colors. I had a mini ones from one of the viewers. It was in a swap, and this was the same color sequence. So I loved it a lot, and I thought, this is what I want. But it is from Knit Pro Symphony. I didn't know that they had hand-dyed yarns. This is the colorway Café Rose. So that one I took with me, and I chose this one also from Knit Pro Symphony, and this is the colorway Chocolate, Dark Chocolate. How nice. So these two went with me also, and I think I'm going to knit here socks from, and this one I'm going to use in my Vertices Unite. I'm going to start a knit along 1 September for the Vertices Unite, so if you want to participate, you can do it. It's starting 1 September and it ends 31 October. I already chose my colors for the Vertices Unite, but now I think I will use also the darker chocolate color, and then I will leave this one out, I think. So then this will be my Vertices Unite for September. Lovely colors, do you think? And then the pink one, I leave it out, or maybe I will use 6 colors, that's also possible, but I don't know that yet. And I will use this for something else. It's not, yeah, it will come in handy in the future. This is 100% merino, so this is not a sock yarn. And this one is a sock yarn, but it feels even, yeah, soft as the other ones. So that's super cool. And that lives in my lovely bag I showed you last time from Leuk Gemaakt. She's in the Netherlands. She make really nice bags. And this one belongs with it. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. I didn't tell it in the Dutch version. In this lovely thing I bought an embroidery scissors, also at Wool Bath. It's really sharp scissors. I like it. So that's what I bought on all the things in England. So if you want to participate in my knit along, it starts 1 September. You can already buy your pattern at Stephen and Penelope's or Ravelry. You have to buy the pattern yourself. And I'm going to knit with you in Vertices Unite. And I will do one giveaway in that 8 weeks, or 8 or 9 weeks. And it has to be the finished object at the end. I will choose one prize for the finished object at the end. And you can use a hashtag, but I have to come up with one, so I will let you know later. Use a hashtag on Instagram, and then you can tag me if you participate. And when your shawl's done, you can make I will make a nice prize. I don't know that yet also. So that is yeah, that's what I have to tell you today. I hope I didn't forget anything. We'll look at my notes. No, I think I told it all. I made a little video about a few other things I bought in the charity shops in England. I love the way in every city they have lots of charity shops. The Cancer Research, the British Heart Foundation. Sometimes it's for a hospice. I like that shops a lot. So that was my first go-to when I shopped. And of course, looking for yarn. I didn't see many other things, I think. Yeah, nice gardens. Oh, England. The people in England have the nicest cottages with the nicest gardens. I went to places I want to go back, of course. We went with a coach ride through the lovely village of Dunster. Oh, it was such a pity we didn't go out of the bus there. So that's one of my wish lists. I want to go back to Dunster. I want to go back to Bath, and I want to go. I want to go another time. The next time I will choose South England. I think the south, and maybe then another time the other part we didn't see from Devon. But I loved it a lot, so it won't be the last time I was in England, of course. I took a stone. I always try to think of a stone. This is a flat stone, like a leisteen. I don't know how you call it in English. When I think about it, I pick one up and I put it in my garden in front of my house. My house is also like a little ivy cottage. When I was in school, when I was young, there was a boy and he called me Ivje. Ivje. I didn't like it at all, but because I didn't like it, the whole class called me Ivje. And it's like in English, it's ivy. So one of the teapots I bought, that was the teapot my mother has also, and there is a name on, and the name is Little Ivy Cottage. So I always thought, that's my cottage. My house looks a little bit like an ivy cottage because I didn't know what that was, ivy. So I looked it up, but it is, in Dutch we call it klimop. It grows, on your house. The greens that grows on your house, that's ivy. So I learned a new thing. So my house is now called the Little Ivy Cottage. So the stone is going to come in front of my house with the other stones from other countries. I always like to do that. This one comes from Linton. Linton of Litton. I don't know. I think I say it wrong. But that was also a really nice village with a cliff railway. And we walked back. It was raining that day. If you didn't see my England vlogs yet, you can watch it back. But there were many people that watched it, so I think you already seen it. But you see me walking there along the path downstairs. It was really steep. I didn't know that it was so steep. The next day I couldn't come out of my bed from muscle pain. So yeah, that's what I had to tell you this week. I think I didn't forget anything. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my channel. Please spread the word, and I'm already at 1,000 subscribers. It would be so nice that I reach them before 26 September, because then I'm 2 years on YouTube. Thank you for watching. I'm going to sit on my couch and edit the vlogs and knit for a little while, the whole afternoon. And tomorrow on Thursday they will be uploaded. So thank you for watching, and see you next week with a weekly vlog. Doei! So here you see my English cottages in the form of a teapot. The teapot that I wanted to find. That was my my goal, to find one teapot in the little house, like a little cottage. And that was what I found. This was the fourth one I found in the last day, on the last day in Windsor. This one I bought at first. I bought it at Cheddar in a nice tea room. So I was very happy that I found it, because that was my goal. Then that one is the little your old ivy cottage. I say little ivy cottage, but it's your old ivy cottage. That one my mother had. So now I have two, and I inherited it from her. And I was in shock when I saw this on the wall, and it was only £4, and I was so happy. I thought my mother is here to let me know that the teapot's here and in the form of a teapot. So I was very happy that I found this one, and this one was just £4. So it was echt really a surprise for me, a miracle. And then we have the last one. This one I found in Bath at a charity shop, and it was very dirty. This one costed £4.5. It was very dirty. The man at the counter says, do you think you get it clean? And it succeeded. I got it clean, and I'm very happy with it. So I went home with 4 house teapots. That was 3 more than I hoped for. So super nice. And that house I bought also at the thrift shop. It was also a little cottage from the 80s, 1982, it says on the bottom. So that was also a nice catch. This brown shoe, I think this was £1. I love it. And I had this house. This was a Devon house, but not a teapot, but a lovely, it's on the, it says Devon, handmade Devon, England. It was £10. That was a little bit expensive, but I couldn't leave it behind. It was for me, so it was very good. And this embroidered, how do you say, little embroidered painting thing. That was also for me. So I had nice things bought at the thrift shops. So see you next week with the weekly vlog. Doei!